Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw has come to an end. And we're about to talk about it. All right. So let's get into the show. How y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing okay. I hope you are doing well. All right. Hello, Louie. Hello, Kayla. How are you? And hello, Kira. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Okay. So, like I've been doing as of lately, we're going to start from the end and work our way back to the beginning. We might skip to the beginning after we do the end. But either way, we're going to start with the end so I can keep folks' attention on my show. Okay? Now, look. Okay? Look, our favorite top billing stars, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, did not go bar for bar, battle for battle, word for word. They said, no, today ain't going to be no talking. We done talking. They just came out there and went to blows. Now, first, Roman showed up in his very expensive jean jacket and outfit. It was cute. He had on some nice J's. Gerard told me that it was the Levi J's. Anybody who know about shoes, if you are a sneaker connoisseur, then you're gonna have to tell me what that means. Because my baby not in here right now, he in the bathroom. So I need somebody to tell me who are sneaker connoisseurs what that mean when he say they the Levi Jordans, what that mean. Because they gotta be rare and they gotta be expensive because that's all Roman wears. It's expensive and rare Jordans. But anyways, he came out there looking very much like an old man with his two-piece jean jacket and jeans on. He didn't even get to say anything in reference to CM Punk because CM Punk came out there and attacked immediately. This led to a full-on brawl between both of these men. Now, it looked like Roman was going to get the upper hand, but of course, CM Punk was able to best him. Once they got outside the ring, is where shit really hit the fan. So, Roman thought he was going to be able to dominate CM Punk once again, and that didn't happen. Now, he tried. CM Punk tried to put him in the GTS, but unfortunately, all of the backstage producers, the some of the refs, and even Paul, and even not Paul, but Adam Pierce himself was out there once again. Now, this is gonna be Paul Adam. I want to keep calling him Paul. This is gonna be Adam's third time coming out there today. He came out there 3 times. One of them times he got fucked up, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. But baby, listen. As he was getting ready to GTS Roman Reigns, the whole all of the producers, Adam, everybody saying Roman. They was telling CM Punk, look, don't do this. It's not worth it. And baby, he didn't want to hear it. So they pulled him apart, and then Roman broke free. And that's when he speared one of the other producers. The producer took that spear real good too. Whoever did that, you sold the hell out of it. Good fucking job. Okay. Now, let me see these comments. Hold on. Hello, Aaliyah. How are you? She said the Jordans in collaboration with Levi Denim. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now listen, they stressing him out. They tearing Poe Adam. Poe Adam. I just want him and his hips to go rest. I just want him and his hips to go rest. That's all I want. Jamie Noble's the one who ate the spear. Ooh, well, he used to it. He used to it. Oh Lord. Okay. So after that, CM Punk finally got his GTS off. He was able to get it off. Roman was laid out prostrate before the Lord, but he was not finished. He decided that he was going to power bomb Roman through the announcer's table, and Roman rolled over himself back onto the floor. It looked nasty. It looked nasty. They were screaming at Punk to not do it, and he did it anyway. But that ain't even the cold part. Okay, so let's get all of the shit out the way that was irrelevant that happened today. And I don't mean to say that these people weren't relevant, but because of the matches that we got in some of the rivalries that are set up, it really didn't matter about some of these cold matches, with the exception of the women's tag team match. So let's get to Penna. Penna had a match with Kofi Kingston because he issued a open challenge online on Twitter, I believe it was, and Kofi accepted. So Kofi went out for the championship match and he lost to Penna, even though Grayson Waller tried to interfere on his behalf. Now, y'all know Xavier is out because he is currently injured. So I'm wondering how all of this is going to play out once Xavier comes back, because it looks like Kofi is turning over a new leaf of some sort, but we don't know where it's headed. Anyways, after this match was won, Penna made it very clear that he is a fighting champion and he's going to WrestleMania, and he is going to be having his title defended in a ladder match at WrestleMania. So the Intercontinental Championship is going to be defended against 4 competitors. It's going to be defended against, is it Dragon Lee? I want to say Dragon Lee, Rusev, JD McDonough, and none other than my nephew and your nephew, the young OG Javon Evans. So these are going to make up the 4 men who will compete for the Intercontinental Championship due to their winnings on WWE's main event. Okay. Now, me personally, I don't want Rusev in the match. I wanted them to put somebody like Ray Phoenix in the match, or maybe even pull somebody from AAA and put them in the match. But they did what they did, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Okay, we're going to move on to some more matches that weren't necessarily relevant, but they did shape how the rest of the night went. Let's talk about the Usos. The Usos had the opening match of the night. They went up against the Vision, or what's left of them, and they were facing off in a street fight. This gave them carte blanche to do whatever they wanted in this match. And for the most part, they did. There was trash cans, kendo sticks, chairs, the whole 9. And of course, the brass knucks. Now, LA Knight was out there to help run interference in case they really tried to double down on some bullshit. And because it was a street fight, anything goes. So there'd be no way that they could get disqualified in this match. Right? Right. But IShowSpeed has been cursed by Danhausen, and he has been feeling his effects. He has been getting his flights canceled left and right. Nothing has been going right. Everything he's been doing or touching has been going to absolute shit. Okay. And he was begging Danhausen to reverse the curse. And the only way Danhausen would is if IShowSpeed gave him impossible, incentives like $10 million, access to his stream, and of course, he wanted his own personal camera guy to follow him around. When IShowSpeed said he couldn't get that done, he refused. Danhausen didn't reverse the curse. So IShowSpeed was cursed. But Adam was just like, hey, man, listen, you're not here in any official capacity. You can face off against, you can go in over there behind the barricade, front row, and enjoy this match and not have to worry about competing. Well, that didn't work out in his favor too much, because Logan Paul involved him in the match, grabbing on him, holding him while he was getting beat up during the match. And this led to IShowSpeed being pulled out into the actual arena where the match was happening. Then LA Knight got up, knocked out, the squad, and was getting rid of, I think it was Theory that he took out, or Logan Paul, doesn't matter. He took out one of them and they dropped the brass knuckles because they had the brass knuckles. Now, Here's where things get a little stupid, okay? Because I Show Speed picks up the Knuckles. For what reason? I don't know. You know that your life has been in hell ever since you met Danhausen. Why would you pick up the brass knuckles, bitch? For what? It was dumb. But he ends up knocking out LA Knight by accident, so they say, because LA Knight walked up to him and grabbed him and was basically trying to see if he was okay. Like, dude, are you good? Because once they pulled Show in, that's when LA Knight got involved. Now, because the knuckles were left on the apron, Logan Paul was able to pick them up. He thought he was going to knock out Jimmy, but that didn't happen. They were able to kind of thwart that. Jimmy ended up getting knocked out once he tried to suicide dive on Logan Paul outside the ring, and Paul knocked him out with the brass knuckles. Due to the stipulations of the match being a street fight, there was nothing that the referee could do because everything that they were doing was legal. So this led to Austin Theory literally rolling over, putting his arm on Jimmy's throat, chest, and the ref counting 1, 2, 3. And that is how they won. This is after Jay Uso had basically, laid out Logan Paul on the outside of the ring. So now Logan Paul and Austin Theory are the new tag team champions. Sucks to suck, I guess. Anyways, more tag team bullshit. I told y'all last Friday, and I told y'all the Friday before, that this was either going to be a triple threat, and then when Bayley and Lyra started sniffing their asses around this tag team titles, it was going to turn into a fatal four-way, and that's what the fuck happened, okay? Now, look, every one of these bitches that had a title shot that has ended in either a disqualification or interference from someone else so that they could win, right? Now, notice how the Bella twins were able to get the win over Lashing, well, not over Lashing them. It was over Charlotte and Alexa. But any other match, the matches that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss have had individually, as well as a tag team, they were not able to win because Lash and Nia interfered and cost them the match. Not only that, but every single one of them have been attacked by Lash and Nia. Even during their matches, they've come in and attacked them. It's nuts how these two operate. I understand that they're, the irresistible forces, and she's the bougie bully. But to me, you got to have rhyme or reason to why you're doing what you're doing. And if you're not going to put the bitches on the shelf, attacking them only makes them come after you even more. You should have remained more elusive until you couldn't. That was the way I would have went about it. But hey, everybody not me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not me. They can't be me. Okay? She said that's what Jay and Jimmy ass get. Child. The buildup is so mid. Well, it ain't gonna be for everybody, baby. But I tell you what, most of the time when I tell you what, when it comes to WrestleMania, and then I'll move on back into this. When it comes to Mania and the build to certain things, some things just not gonna hit the way y'all want it to. And I would rather y'all just look forward to the show itself, because if you're focusing on how it was built, you'll miss out on something really special. Usually, if you're not clear on the card or you don't like the card usually hits the way it's supposed to hit. It's like I'll put it this way: I'm at an 89% capacity level that WrestleMania is actually going to be a decent show for both nights. Is one night going to be better than the other? Yes. Yes, it is. But usually when they book the card and everybody's not on board with the card, or they don't like the card as a whole, something tells me that show is going to be a really good show. That's just how I look at it. So try not to focus on the build, especially if you just want to watch some really good wrestling, or you just want to watch a show. And you'll find that there are going to be some hidden gems on the show that you didn't think was going to hit, and they actually do. Like that in that ladder match going to hit. I just don't like Rusev being in it. I just don't like him being in it. I told y'all them twins was going to get them belts a few months ago. We knew they were going to get the titles. I knew them, but I just figured that they was going to go about it one-on-one. But it appears that this is going to be a fatal four-way. So during this match, Lash, Nia, Bayley, Lyra, they actually put on a very good match. The four of them have great chemistry. And one thing about Lyra, I'll give her credit for, she don't give a fuck about you being no big bitch. Okay, she don't care about none of that. She gonna go with you toe to toe. She gonna come at your ass all day, every day. She gonna hit you in the face. She drop kicking. Lyra's gonna get in that ass every single time. She don't care how big your ass is. She don't care about none of that. But I will tell you what I hated about this match. I don't like Naya's gear. I did not like it. It's the color, the whole pattern of the gear itself is just odd to me. I don't like it, and I didn't like the plaid. The plaid made it look worse. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. And she's got some nice gear, some nice full body gears, but I did not like that on her. Lash's gear was dope. I liked it because yellow looks good on all black women most of the time. You just have to wear the right color yellow. For lighter skinned black women, they gotta wear a darker yellow. And for most black women, we can wear any color yellow and shine because it's very close to gold. And most of the time, gold and silver will eat on a black girl. You feel what I'm saying? So yellow, it's always gonna eat on a black girl. Orange is gonna eat on a black girl. Okay, it's just the melanination of our skin. We can't help it. I just didn't like Naya's gear. I thought her hair, her natural hair, was very cute though. Loved her natural hair. Love that. But the girls put on a great match with each other. Love the match. It ended though in all four teams battling it out, taking out Lash and Nia and the three teams in the ring. Now, when Lyra and Bailey realized that they lost their match because Charlotte attacked Nia, this was a disqualification, which gave Nia and Lash the win over Bailey and Lyra. So after that, everybody's brawling against Lash and Nia, but they weren't fighting each other. Then the announcement came that it's going to be a fatal four way at WrestleMania for the women's tag team championships. It's going to be Charlexa. It's going to be the Bellas. It's going to be Bailey and Lyra. And it is going to be your current tag team champions, Nia and Lash, the Irresistible Forces. Okay. Now, she said, not every mania is gonna be popping off the rip. It's the card. Right? You just gotta wait. Y'all just gotta, you gotta chill, and let stuff breathe and just watch. Now, I'm not gonna say that both nights is gonna be excellent and amazing, and you're gonna be shitting on yourself amazed by what you saw. I'm saying that usually at least one night's gonna give you what you need. The other night's gonna be kind of shaky. Don't know which night that's gonna be, but we'll just have to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte outfit was cute. It was cute. It was giving motocross without the pants. That's what it gave me. Every time they book any pay-per-view and most of the matches don't make sense, that pay-per-view hit like crack. I'm telling you, every single time. Every single time. It looked great on Lash. It did. I thought it looked really, really nice on her. But that Roman and CM Punk match don't be ass because they both wrestled mid. So that's why they're aura farming so hard with these segments. And you know what? She right. I've been telling y'all since day one. They gonna push this shit up because it's just like what happened with Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte. Everybody was excited for that match. That match was going hard. Everybody was waiting. They was like, oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. No, one of the worst matches of that Mania's card, if not the worst. Okay. I hated that match. And to this day, I still hate that match. All right. That match between Roman and CM Punk, unless they gonna fight all over the arena and they give them carte blanche to beat the hell out of each other, unless they are really gonna go for gold, it's not gonna hit the way you think. It's just not. And I know it's not. I love a clueless reference, right? That's what it was given. We love that for them. And they run out of gas so quick, they get very, very tired. Very tired. Nah, I feel like night two would be better. You might be right though. VZ? VZ, you might be right. I'm not saying that that night one's gonna be better than night two. Usually, I never know which night is gonna be better or not. Usually, most people like night one because it's the first night, and you getting that WrestleMania feel on the first night. You watching it, you get your 2 maybe 3 hours in, you feel good, and then the next night it's just kind of like sometimes the way they book it, they put all of the good stuff on one show, and they don't think about the second show as much, and it's just kind of toss shit over there. I do realize now that these last couple of years, they have been splitting the matches between the two shows to make it really, really good. So I'm hoping that that's what they do. But if you think night two gonna be great, I love that for you, babes. I do. Now we got one more match that I don't really think matters as much. I don't think I saved the card for. It doesn't matter. It was Io and Raquel. Raquel beat Io because fucking Kyrie and Oscar came out there. Now, I don't know what they're gonna do with this. It seems like they're leading to a match at Mania between Oscar and Io Sky, and maybe Kyrie will finally break free and we can move on from this because it just seems like they stuck in this wheelhouse of Kyrie being under Oscar's thumb. And I really want Kyrie to break free because Kyrie would be a really, really good intercontinental women's champion. I think that her or Io Sky or even Oscar would be great in that realm of champion. But I need them to be a face because we already had Becky as a heel champion. But I want them to be a face working champion. I want them to actually defend that title, work that title, make that title a hard working title, and then drop it to another heel so that it can kind of like Nicole said, it can kind of aura farm and really build itself up. You know what I'm saying? And let somebody keep that title for a long time. That title needs to be with somebody with at least 6 months or better, just so you can kind of feel like, ooh, I really need somebody else to get that title. You know what I'm saying? You want that feeling, right? So I'm hoping that that's where this is heading, and it's not just stuck in this wheelhouse of Kyrie, Oscar, and Io for the next 6 months. I'm hoping that it leads to a match between Io and Kyrie, or a match between Io and Oscar. Kyrie breaks free, and then we see a build of Kyrie going after either that women's championship or make her big enough to go after the Intercontinental Championship. Either one works well for me. Now, let us move on because some shit was going down today. We got one more thing to talk about before we get into the mess. Finn Balor, he did a really cool interview. Well, he did a vignette today. He did a promo vignette. And basically, he took some accountability for the bullshit. Finn was like, I haven't been the greatest person as of lately. And I was like, right, right, right. He said, I've been, enabling Dominic Mysterio's bullshit. And I was like, right, right, right. He was like, and it's my fault that, I tried to turn this boy into a man. And I realized that I can't do that. And I was like, right, right, right. So then he says that I helped create this monster of Dominic Mysterio, and now I have to destroy it. And I said, right, right, right. So how are we gonna do that? And Finn was like, well, we going to Mania, and it's gonna be me versus Dom at WrestleMania, and then we'll see. Because I'm gonna take you out. And I said, oh, right, right, right. So what you gonna do about Judgment Day? Because your homeboy JD McDonough also turned his back on you, and them two bitches you call sisters, well, three now, they also turned their back on you. So what you gonna do? That's my question. But go off, King. I support you. Salute. Enjoy yourself. you know. Anyways, let us move on. So let's move on to some fun stuff. Okay, let's move on to some fun stuff. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. You see, Brock Lesnar decided to show up to work dressed today because he said, listen, it's been one too many times that you've been beating my ass. 2 weeks? 2 weeks, my guy? Oh, no, no. See, this week I'm going to be dressed. This week I'm ready. I'm prepared for you. This week I'm looking in your face. You are not going to beat my ass for a third time. And he was right because he was heavily protected. Now, once he decided to have Paulina come out there and basically say he wasn't going to beat no Obafemi, they put these people up to him before, and the beast has always conquered, blah, 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 bullshit. Blah, blah, Congress. We know. Okay. Anyways, Obafemi came out there. Brock Lesnar said, I'm ready. He said, you done attacked me. Well, Paul basically was like, you attacked me once and I wasn't coming out there to fight. You attacked me the second time and I wasn't ready to fight. Now I'm ready. So bring your ass. And of course, Brock Lesnar was so overstimulated with anger. He's so emotionally unintelligent that he was just out there hollering. He grabbed the microphone and sounded like a little, you know how a little 13-year-old who hasn't really hit puberty yet, but he sound like he getting ready to hit puberty. That's what it sounded like. He was on the microphone. He basically called out Oba. So Oba came out there. Oba said, "I ain't never scared, bitch. I'm coming out there." Motherfucker came out there, did his strut, got to the end. Now, before all of that, Adam was out there. Adam said, "Nah, we ain't doing that. Y'all ain't fighting. I gotta protect y'all. I can't do that. Y'all gotta get y'all shit together because we still got a match to have at WrestleMania. I cannot destroy I gotta protect the sanctity of this match. It's one of the biggest events of the match of the show. I can't have this match not happening because y'all want to fight each other now." So they got in there. Oba came down there. Them security was down there, child. When I tell you Oba Femi took out all of that security, baby. Oba Femi took out all of that security. And then walked around the whole ring. And this is before he threw Adam's big ass into the barricade. Adam ended up hitting his whole hip and rib, just tore his shit up. And I said, Adam, because he got in Oba's face, trying to tell Oba, back down. You need to back down. Oba never looked at him, never acknowledged he was standing there, just pushed him out of the way with brute force. And Adam went right into the barricade, that corner of the barricade, hip first. And all you saw was him bust his hip and his whole side on that barricade edge. Nasty work. Nasty work. Now, after Brock Lesnar was standing in the ring, Oba Femi walked around that whole ring. Paul Heyman got out. Oba gets in, and the two of them stood there. It had to be at least a minute or two. Had to be. And then fucking Paul Levesque comes out there, aka Triple H. He like, y'all not gonna do this. We doing this at WrestleMania. Y'all not fighting right now. And motherfucking Brock Lesnar like, get the fuck out the way. And he said, I'm not going nowhere. Y'all not fighting. Now y'all know they're not gonna do nothing while Paul in there. Because Paul can't take a hit. He can't take no bumps. Okay. So Paul not gonna do that. You feel what I'm saying? So they're not gonna fight while he in there. And everybody back down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got out. And I was like, you had an opportunity before Paul's ass got in there to do what you needed to do. But your bitch ass wasn't going to do nothing. You's a bitch. You did that shit on purpose. Brock Lesnar, you's a bitch. And I'm proving because I know next week you're going to sneak attack Oba Femi. I know your ass going to do it. But anyways, Paul got them separated. Brock Lesnar leaves and then he F5s the security guard, which I don't understand what the fuck that was supposed to do. But do whatever makes you happy, bitch. Whatever makes you happy. Okay? Okay? Anyways, he said, I was feeling salty about Liv's segment. Once you talk about my family member, I'm taking off the heels. I'm taking the heels off your boots. I'll get to her in a second. They had to send Uncle Paul out. They did. They did, babes. And he came out there and broke it up and everybody was separated. But the part that got me is when Brock Lesnar was walking away and he told him, he basically said something to the effect of, I'm going to take your ass out, boy. That's what he said. He called him a boy. And I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You don't went too goddamn far. You and that Oklahoma cornbread bitch, you don't went too goddamn far, motherfucker. Okay, you watch your goddamn mouth. You understand? You watch your mouth. That ain't no boy you talking to. That's a grown ass man. And you ain't gonna disrespect him like that. Now, shit. There are a lot of things I'll accept that I let pass. But I ain't gonna let you call no black man no boy and just walk away clean. You or them parentheses you call legs, bitch. Okay? We're not doing that. You watch your fucking mouth. Now, goddamn. Anyways, that was one segment with Paulina. Segment number 2 with Paul Heyman is when throughout the night, Adam Pearce has been trying to ask him, hey, Paul, have you checked your emails lately? Paul's like, why the fuck are you so interested in my emails? He's like, look, I need you to check your emails. I don't need to do anything. I'm Paul fucking Heyman. I'll do it when I feel like it. Go away. Go away. Fine. Fine. He then comes to it for a second time. Hey, hey, Paulina, look at me. Look at me. Focus. Focus yourself, bitch. Did you check your emails? He said, oh my God, please mind your business. Okay. Like, what do you need me to check my emails for? Are you trying to ask me out on a date? Bitch, no. Ew. That's disgusting. If I wanted to watch you sweat fucking cheese through your pores, I could just watch you every day while you were here annoying me. I need you to check your fucking emails. Okay? And just do what I'm telling you to do. I'll do it when I feel like it. Fine. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Then he decides, I'm going to go out to the ring and address my people. This is New York City after all. It's my home. It's time for me to go talk, do what makes me money. He says, fine. Fine. You want to address it out there? Let's address it out there. Paulina goes out there, gets talking a lot of shit, blah, 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 blah. Congress. Love it. Hate it. Don't need it. Take it back. And then Adam comes out and he says, I have been trying to tell you that you need to check your emails, sir. He says, I don't need to do anything. I am the greatest talker on the microphone of the 80s. I am the greatest still around performer or promoter of the 90s. And I'm sure New York will attest to it. And of course, they got to chanting ECW, ECW. He says, fine. Then, since you know all, see all, and you are the oracle, you are the wise man, you know everything, you keep your ear close to the streets, then you're well aware that Seth freaking Rollins has been released from Boston police and he has been cleared of all charges. And he said, of course I knew that. Of course. Like, what do you take me for, an idiot? Of course I knew. He said, oh, great. Then you also know that Seth freaking Rollins has been medically cleared to compete, which means legally your little restraining order is gone. And Seth is gonna be on your ass really fucking soon, bruh. And he just like, you're lying. And then burn it down. Music hits. Seth Rollins coming out, and Paulina's acting like he doesn't know where to go. And my thing is, why would you stay for your own massacre? Why would you stay in the ring and just wait for someone to attack you, sir? For what? Why would you do that? That's just stupid. For you to be an oracle. You sure didn't see that coming, did you? Oh, no. You see, Seth came from where he always came from, hidden in the shadows. Ran up there with the chair and bust Paul Heyman in the back with it. He was about to curb stomp him through the chair, but a new enemy has entered the chat by the name of the career killer, Gunther. Now, I did not see this coming, not even 50 miles away. Okay? Because this was the original plan. Seth freaking Rollins was on schedule to be cleared right before WrestleMania. That much I knew. But it has also been rumored that Braun Breaker is supposed to be scheduled to be cleared right before Mania as well, because they say that his progress with his injury and him rehabbing is way ahead of schedule. Clearly, the new guys are on some John Cena level type shit. Okay? With all that being said, if I were Braun Breaker, I wouldn't want to miss Mania either. But they got to have a way to bring Seth in. Now, currently, before we had Gunther, he had no opponent for Mania. Seth was just going after Gunther. But now it seems that Gunther and Seth freaking Rollins are on a collision course to battle it out again. And this time it's going to be on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania. And to be honest with you, I'm not mad at it, love. I'm not mad at it at all. The reason why is because Gunther hasn't been used since he went after Dragon Lee and took down Dragon Lee. Sir, Gunther going after Seth is a bigger opponent and it's much, much more to be added in here. Plus, you can still bring Braun Breaker in either during or after this match on an attack and give Braun Breaker a really big showing at WrestleMania. So all's will end well. That needs to, and we can have that fight start at Backlash and possibly end either at SummerSlam, possibly going after the World Heavyweight Championship, or whatever makes them happy. But eventually, the vision is not going anywhere. Braun Breaker is going to end up as your World Heavyweight Champion. And of course, Seth Rollins is going to be doing everything in his power to destroy that. Okay. So we have a new feud on the horizon. It's just going to take some time to be built. But they're doing a very good job pivoting and setting dominoes up so that it works. I have always told you guys that even in the bleakest of times, you have to give people a chance to settle and let things work out because they don't have a choice. They've got to make this work. Mania's got to set up something. Okay, it's not going to be an amazing over the top brand show because everybody's not going to want to go to this Mania. So they're going to have to do something to make you interested in the next couple of PLEs leading up to the show that most people are going to go to, which is SummerSlam. Okay. Now, let me see. Because it was the wilds of March. Ooh, child. The wilds of March. That's crazy. All fun facts. The three men who main evented Stand and Deliver 2025 all have Mania matches. Now, that's cool. That's cool. I wanted my man, not Beaker, although he might not be cleared, but still, ew, your man is fine. He'll be there. Don't worry. Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. They are all three in Mania. Now, if Carmelo wasn't getting married, I think it would have been a triple threat for the United States Championship between Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, and Carmelo Hayes, and they all would be a part of WrestleMania if Melo wasn't getting married. But Carmelo said, I'll have plenty of manias. And I don't blame him. I'm going to marry my woman. I just can't with Gunther anymore. Why? I thought he was your love. He was your baby, your main squeeze. It's okay. One of these days, man, they're going to ship Gunther off to SmackDown and he's going to be terrorizing us on the main roster on SmackDown, child. Anywhoosies, did we cover everything? It looks like we did. We did that in record time, y'all. 37 minutes. Oh, Liv Morgan. And then we didn't cover the first segment. So let's talk about it. Liv Morgan. Bring your heavy blondes tracks to the front, bitch. Now listen. I'm all for you tearing a bitch up when you need to tear a bitch off, but I was confused. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me out. And I'm being dead ass serious because I don't understand. Because last week, Liv Morgan got attacked last week by Stephanie. They was attacking Liv. Liv Morgan attacked her. Well, Stephanie attacked Liv when they was getting ready to go out. I didn't really see her attack Dom and hit Dom. I saw her attack Liv Morgan, and then Liv Morgan threw her into the LED sign, and then they was in the back, and she was getting ready to get slammed into the concrete. And that's when everybody stopped the fight. But Liv Morgan was throwing Stephanie in the chairs and slamming people in the wall. She didn't give a damn, you know. So I'm trying to understand, why was Liv Morgan so mad at Stephanie Vaquer? Because I didn't see her put her hands on Dom. Did I miss something? Did I miss it? Did she hit that man? Did she beat that man up? Huh? Somebody tell me. Resident Streetwalker, child. Liv and Stephanie, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Hello, Gabriel. How are you? I mean, Dom fell over, but he's willowy anyways. But that's what I'm saying. Like, did she beat him up? Because she acting like Stephanie took a chair and whooped his ass with it last week. And I was like, well, what the fuck am I missing? What am I missing? Because I didn't see the girl put her hands on her. So I didn't understand the level of anger that the bitch had. I didn't get it. What did I miss? Didn't Steph slap his ass? I think, but she slapped him before. I don't remember. That's why I'm asking, because I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand the level of rage, right? Now, like, let me put it to perspective. So, like, y'all remember, if you don't remember back in the day, I'll give you a more relevant reference. So you remember when, okay, if you was around during the Divas era, then you know there were a couple couples during the Divas era. So you had Edge and Vicky, right? And then you had fuck, you had AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler, right? You had a couple style people running around in the WWE during that time. So like, are we talking like attacks like, and like, go, if we go way back, like I'm thinking the level of anger I would have is if the way Nadia used to get beat up when Jamie Noble used to always put her in the middle of everything. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because if you haven't seen or you haven't been around that long, you got to go way back in the archives. But Nadia, if I'm saying her name wrong, please forgive me. But Nadia used to be Jamie Noble's girlfriend, and their whole shtick was trailer park trash type shit. And if I recall, Jamie Noble was cruiserweight champion. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't mind being corrected if I'm wrong, and I'll make the correction. But I believe he was cruiserweight champion at the time, and she was like blind, and he was like telling her he bought her all these things, and he kept her in a faux fur coat. But listen, every time he wanted to win, he would put her in the middle of the shit. And when it came to head at the end of their tenure of their relationship, like Jamie Noble had put her in the middle of it because she did not lose. She had regained her sight and she realized that he wasn't shit. But prior to that, he was like pimping her ass out. The first time we ever saw her, she said, "Oh my God, Nadia and Jamie." Oh, so you feel me? Okay, Selena, you where I'm at. So listen, he would pimp her out. He would do all this weirdo shit with her, and she would do it because she loved him, right? But my thing is this: the level of anger that Liv Morgan had is the level of anger that we used to have when we watched Jamie Noble just terrorize Nadia, and she didn't realize that's what he was doing to her. That's why I'm sitting here like, okay, so like, what? Where was the time that she did something to Dominic Mysterio? I'm so fucking confused. That's why I'm sitting here like, okay, so you're mad because she slapped your man in the face? Is that what she mad about? Like, you took it to a whole nother fucking level because your bitch ass started talking about her mama. And my thing is this. I don't know how you asked Dom to teach you how to speak Spanish for 5 minutes, but bitch, anytime you calling my mama trash, it's rat. I don't give a fuck. Throw that shit out the window, ho. I'm not fighting with you. It's up. Do you understand me? A puta is a whore. You called her mother a trash whore. Huh? Now they say in Portuguese, puta means whore. The Spanish slang term for puta is a bitch. Now listen, either way it's stank. Either way it's nasty work. Okay? Either way it's nasty work. How dare you? You ain't never met that lady's mama. And you gonna call her mama? But she said she's basura puta. And I said, oh, a trash bitch. A trash whore. The only one coming out there with draws for shorts is you every week. You the only one. But I knew your bitch ass was on some bullshit. And Stephanie, you gotta learn the game. That girl don't do nothing by herself. And you already know how she rolls. You already know that girl is always got something in her back pocket. Raquel wasn't the one you had to worry about. It was that little Bat Mike Spitfire one, Roxanne Perez, that you had to worry about, because I knew that her ass was gonna show back up, and it was gonna be before Mania. Now let me give y'all the game though. There are two ways that this is going to end at WrestleMania. Either Liv Morgan is going to lose clean against Stephanie Becker, or she's gonna win because of Raquel Rodriguez or because of Roxanne Perez. Okay, and she'll get the title back, and then we'll go on to Backlash, and they'll probably face off again, and she'll probably cheat to win again. This, however, is gonna be the catalyst for the end of Judgment Day, at least in terms of Raquel and Roxanne, because one of them is gonna defect. One of them is going to do it because you can't have too many queen bees in the same house. Okay, it's got to happen. Does anyone see Dom turning on Liv? The only way that happens is if Dominic Mysterio loses his championship in AAA, which he eventually will, and she gets to keep her championship, and she isn't helping him, and JD McDonough isn't helping him. That's the only way. That's the only way. Nobody's calling my mom trash, especially when your daddy left you and you're substituting it with Dominic Mysterio of all people. Ooh, that's mean. I'm mean, but I would never say that to somebody about their mama and their daddy. That's mean, Aaliyah. Oh my God, that's so mean. Wow. So mean. She's worse than me. So mean. So mean. That's Stephanie Velcro. That's it. Stephanie need to make a good friend. She needs somebody. She needs somebody. I told y'all I don't think Liv is winning. At first, I didn't think she was, but the only way that she would is they gonna have to help her, and then she gonna be shitting on her friends, talk about she did it all by herself, and they're gonna be realizing that that bitch really ain't for us. But it's gotta happen. But I still want Lola to come up. I still want her to entice Dom and take that man from her, so she can know how I feel. I want it so fucking bad. I want it so bad. Hello, Mr. Incognito. Hello, how are you? Because Rhea gonna get that title from Jay. You think so? I'm gonna be honest with you, Nicole. I don't think she gonna get it. I don't. I really, really don't. Unless Bianca come back and cost Jade that title and start some shit, I don't see it happening, sis. I don't. Lola, I need you to bring that ass to Raw. Somebody. Lola got to be the one. She the only one hot enough to cause enough drama in that group. She the only one. Nobody's calling my mom trash, child. That is not me because why she calling her mom a whore? Once you say that, I don't care. I'm talking about your dead daddy, your junkie brother. Ooh, Jesus. It's me, Nicole. You ain't got the Michelle Obama say they go low, you go high. Not you go to hell. They say you go high. You can't talk about that girl daddy leaving her. She didn't know that man like that. And we don't know that girl like that. We can't say that. Can't say that. That's me. Better not say that. That's me. But the thing is, I can't stand either of them. Ooh, child. I like Stephanie. I like Stephanie. And Liv wouldn't be bad if she wasn't on the microphone hollering and screaming and giggling all the time. It's Liv's aesthetic that I don't like. But I actually generally like Liv Morgan as a wrestler, and I like her as a character. When she not running around yelling and screaming in people's face about how great she is with them saggy bags under her eyes, I hate that. And I don't like it. And I mean, you're not supposed to like her. She's a villain. She's a heel. You're supposed to boo the heel. I don't understand why people don't get the concept. You're not supposed to like her. And I'm not talking about you, Selena. I'm just talking in general. I don't understand why people are not understanding the concept. Like they're heels, they're villains. You're supposed to hate them. You're supposed to not like them. That's kind of the point, babes. It's kind of the point. Because I'll take the bar to hell, Jesus. Well, we ain't asking you. Now you keep your shit together, Nicole. You keep your shit together. Keep your shit together. You shut up, Aaliyah. Just encouraging bad behavior. You stop it. Acting up in these damn comments. I'm trying to tell my stories. I got you. I think that's Stephanie McMahon on the phone with Randy. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. To me, it wouldn't make no sense. But it would make sense if she was trying to push Cody into a different headspace. However, she did not need Randy to gas up to do that. But it would be a nice little surprise. It'd be a nice little surprise. But she did say it was somebody in that man's head going after him. And I'm telling you that I think it's The Rock. The Rock would be a good callback from where they started before. You feel what I'm saying? Because The Rock and Cody never really got to finish out whatever they was trying to start with this whole give me your soul shit, right? And they never got the chance to fulfill it and make it out, but they do now because The Rock ain't got shit going on but Moana. And quite frankly, ain't nobody gonna go watch it. I hate to tell you this, Dwayne. I hate to tell you this, baby, but ain't nobody gonna watch that damn movie. Ain't nobody going to the theater to sit down to watch you be in a sensational bust down 1B dark brown wig with curls in it that you could put in with a nice curl wine. Ain't nobody trying to watch that. They could have at least went and got you a wig from one of these 50 million thousand wig companies that's on the internet, or at least got you a good Brazilian, Indian, Peruvian, something that was full 250 dents. You know what I'm saying? Wig that really got you together. They put you in that shady ass, light skinned ass wig. Ugh. And you just like you I need you to understand that there are going to be some things that are not for you, my dear. It is just not for you. And I really am trying to be as nice about this as possible. You know damn well your ass was too old to be playing Maui. Let's pivot for a minute because I got to get this out. You know damn well that your ass is too old to be playing some motherfucking Maui. You knew that shit. And you still sat your ass in that chair, put that wig on, and is walking around as a demigod that you know your ass shouldn't be playing. You don't even look close to that damn demigod. There are too many big ass Maoris, Tongans, Samoans walking around on this planet that look like Maui from the rooter to the tutor. And if they don't got long hair, they could have put a goddamn wig on to do it. And they would have looked 30 times better than what you are giving right now. You are giving old school, very much pimp without the damn glasses and out the cup, and you don't got the suit on, and it looks a mess. Ain't nobody gonna see that goddamn movie. They're not gonna go see it. They didn't want to go see the second one, and that one was animated. So you know they ain't gonna go see your ass in live action. Now you just had a flop with what was it called? Shattering Machine? Is that what it was called? Smashing Machine? You just had a flop with that fucking movie. And that one was you actually did pretty damn good in, but nobody wanted to go see it because they don't give a damn about you, babe. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be realistic. You and your wife or your ex-wife have to start understanding that your star power in Hollywood is not as bright as you think it is right now. And baby, it is not going to get brighter. It is only going to continue to dim. And that is because people like Michael B. Jordan are coming in to take over your mantle. And they're better at it because why? They are actual actors. That is because people like Dave Bautista really took to the craft of acting and they went and ran with it. They did not just live in the fact that they were popular because they got a couple catchphrases and they know how to command the audience. They understood that it takes more than charisma and a really great smile and a nice body to be an actor. They understood that. And they worked their asses off to get there. I'm just saying, in your own words, I'm gonna tell you this, but I'm saying this with love because I love you. Okay, know your role and shut your mouth. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it because I love you. Nobody else is gonna tell you this because they're gonna keep talking, blowing smoke up your ass, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna tell you like you would tell anybody else. Know your role and shut your mouth. Okay. All right, rant over. Moving on. Stephanie, girl, I need you to step your cookies up, ho. Okay, because I don't see how you couldn't have seen this coming, baby. I really don't. And I'm not even trying to be funny or be disrespectful to you because you know I love you. But I don't understand how you couldn't see that bitch coming from a mile away. You said it yourself. You know that girl never works by herself. She never does anything alone. If anything, she said what she said about your mama to drag your ass out there so Roxanne could come help her beat you up. Now, my thing is this. For you to be who you are and be champion, you got to be a master manipulator in this bitch. What you need to be doing is catching Roxanne by herself and putting a little bug in her ear. You need to be like the Roxanne Perez I recall back in NXT was one of the most dominant champions and one of the most dangerous champions in NXT history. Where is she? Oh, she too busy kissing Liv Morgan's ass every week. You were one of the longest reigning two-time NXT women's champions, NXT breakout star, NXT tag team champion. You're one of the most decorated women in NXT history. And you come to the main roster to be somebody's bitch? That's crazy. When I came to NXT, you was the girl. You was top dog. And it took me and Julia to take your ass down. But now all I see is a shell of your former self. I don't see nothing. There ain't no threat. Because you ain't going to do nothing but what Liv Morgan tells you to do. And as far as I'm concerned, by the time I'm done with her at WrestleMania and I get to you, it's going to be a cakewalk to take you out. Because the old Roxanne Perez don't exist. And this Judgment Day bitch is just running around taking orders like the lackey that she is. And then I walk away. And then I wait until I can find Raquel's big ass. And I'd be like, you know, for a former NXT Women's Champion, one of the most dominant and one of the biggest, most dangerous women in NXT, you sure are a shell of your former self too. It's crazy. Because the last time I checked, you were inside Royal Rumble, dominating, getting ready to eliminate everybody. And what happened? Your homegirl took you out before you even had a chance to finish what you started. And you gave her another chance like a bitch. Then you turn around and you have a match with me. And you tell her, stay in the back. I can handle it myself. And to be fair, I ain't gonna lie. You had me. You had me, sis. You had me laid out. I had to go here with it. You feel me? But then what happened? Your sister, as you put it, came out there and cost you the fucking match. And you let that shit ride. The Raquel I know from NXT that I was watching on TV wouldn't have never let that shit go. The way you drugged Dakota Kai all over NXT and did her dirty so you can have a shot at the championship. A shot. And now we just taking orders? Now we just a flunky? You are one of the biggest and most dominant women in this business. And yet here you are doing nothing but flanking a bitch who would sell your ass up the river if given the opportunity. And she's already proven that she will. You don't listen when she talks, do you? I'm already 3 steps ahead of you. I saw you coming. Maybe instead of always covering for her and making sure she's champion, maybe you start thinking about Raquel. Because I tell you what, after I dog walk your sister at WrestleMania, I'll give you another shot at the title. No questions asked. It'll be just me and you in that ring. And you prove that you can beat me with no help and I'm down and out and they count 1, 2, 3. I will shake your hand in the middle of this ring and bow out of this race because you earned the right to call yourself champion. But if all you're going to do is run behind Liv Morgan, licking her ass every week, then after I get done putting her down and possibly put down your homegirl Roxanne, I'll see you soon too. Then I walk away. I had them bitches in that locker room fighting each other. And then I go right to Liv Morgan's ass. And I'm like, the more you keep trying to control this, the less they are going to listen to you. There's only a matter of time before they realize that they're better than this and they're better than you. But you're not going to have to worry about them stabbing you in the back for a title because you're not going to be champion. I'll be champion and you'll still be trying to figure out a way to get your ass back to where you were. on the top of the mountain. So for now, enjoy sitting next to, what do you call it? Your man, your daddy Dom, because it seems like that's the only title you'll ever get look close to. Unless you're willing to sacrifice your homegirls, your man, your brother JD McDonough for another place, another shot, another time at the top. If you're willing to kill all of that, your precious, precious family, then maybe you'll have a chance at being champion again. Maybe. But as long as you hide behind your little family, I'm always gonna beat you. Then I let them fight. I keep planting seeds and let them fight. Just keep letting them manipulate each other, manipulate dips. Just manipulate dips all over the place. I love a good manipulate dip, babe. I love a good manipulate dip. I do. I really do. I do. Oh, thank you, Selena, for subscribing. I love that. Nicole said that's not me. That is playing on the same level. That's me making sure we're eye to eye. Well, you're gonna have to bend down when you're talking to Liv Morgan anyway to be eye to eye. I have to agree. I think Rhea getting that title from Jade with probably some help from Bianca. The only way I see that happening is if Bianca come out there. I promise you that Meechie and B-Fab are gonna be problematic in helping her. They just are. I don't think she getting that championship. I don't like her better in the Riot Squad. Ooh, it's Shane or The Rock. I think it's The Rock that's in Randy's ear for sure. A lot of people think it's Kevin Owens, which I think would be nice for Kevin, for him to be kind of similar to Paul Heyman, like an oracle with manipulative tactics. I think that's really cool. But I think it's The Rock, and I really want it to be The Rock so they can finish what they started. And this time they could actually execute it properly. I'm petty, but that's just mean as hell. It's so mean. It's so mean. Not a bust down, Tim. He need a good bust down. It's terrible. They got all kind of wigs. It's just like that Hercules adaptation he had in 2013. That crashed and burned. Child, let's not bring it up. Let's not bring it up. Now, this is messy, and I'm here for it. I'm telling you, it's messy. If they let me write, I could get it out. I could get it done. They just gotta make it so it's fun. They don't think about all of the aspects, the pieces that need to be set up so that things can be fun heading into WrestleMania. They think about one moment pieces. And I'm not like that. I like my shit to play out. If you're gonna be on social media arguing back and forth, then make it worthwhile, bitch. Don't be on there arguing and fighting for no reason, then taking it to the outside of kayfabe. Let's not do that. Keep it within the realm of kayfabe, but make sure everything spills out right. Set up shit so I don't know, motherfuckers is fighting inside the parking lot when they get ready to come to the work. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it so it's just so bland where everything got to be set up nice with dominoes and shit. I don't need that. Gabriel said he missed it. You miss Naomi. I miss the queen too, but she'll be back in due time. I don't know if she had her baby or not. So whenever she has her son, I'm glad that she get to spend time with her baby, and then she'll come back and do what she do. But I really want her to take her time, enjoy having her baby, and live her life for a little while because Naomi has given a lot to wrestling, and I think it's time. And as she is old, some time to herself and to her family to be able to truly enjoy being a mom. And I think that's fair for her. Last segment. What's the first segment? Cody Rhodes kicked off Monday Night Raw. Now, if it was like me sitting up here trying to figure out why the fuck Cody was on your TV screen, because that's what I was doing, baby. I was sitting here like, Hold on, I need some water, y'all. I got to refuel. I said, sirs and ma'ams, what are you doing here? What's going on? Why are you here? And then as he was talking, he asked Madison Square Garden, hey, what y'all want to talk about? And they didn't say nothing because Stephanie came out singing her music, dancing, moving. And she said, nigga, listen, He said, I want to talk about WrestleMania. You understand? I want to talk about you and Randall Keith Orton. Okay. Because you don't seem to understand this version of Cody Rhodes. Oh, he's not going to beat this version of Randy. He's diabolical. Do you understand me? And I know Randy better than anybody. She said, well, you and I and Randy, we're in a very elite class of superstars. There's very few of us. We are multi-generational superstars. And that's not something that you should take lightly. In fact, it's something that you should be very proud of. But given the fact that you know this, you understand that this man is not normal. He not only is listening to the voices in his head, he beckoned them. He enjoys them. He clings to them. They are his guiding compass. And then there is another voice that is in his head, and he is moving with elite precision. And if you don't get out of this little I need to be safe box that you have been in, this bullshit, I need to be the golden boy, I'm the safe wrestler box that you put yourself in, you are gonna fuck around and find yourself on the odd end of Mania with no championship and yet again a two-time loser at WrestleMania. I said, oh well, she not lying. No. Cody Rhodes said, okay. Didn't know you felt that way. But he said, I'm not underestimating anybody. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I need to do. And she was like, yeah, well, your father understood. Your father understood the assignment because when they went low, he went to hell. He did what he had to do to take them out. And she said, I'm sorry, Cody, but baby, you are not your daddy. He said, oh, well, okay, this where we going. This where we going. Well, Stephanie, newsflash, you ain't your motherfucking daddy either. Huh? Huh? You ain't never been your daddy. You ain't gonna never be your daddy. That's just facts. Okay? Since you want to go there, and she slapped the shit out of him. I said, oh Lord, he done got a Stephanie slap. And she told him again, she said, if you don't get yourself together and really start understanding who the person you have to deal with, I promise you, you are no longer gonna be the quarterback, the WWE champion. And you ain't gonna have to worry about those pressures because Randy's gonna be at the top of the mountain. And God help us all if that man gets that championship. And babes, he turned that lady around so damn fast and got in her face. And he said, Stephanie, I only got 2 words for you. Thank you. And then he walked away. And Stephanie had this little sinister smile on her face. And I said, all hell. See, this is what I think they should do. Now, look, Randy got to lose at WrestleMania. Yeah, I know. Hear me out first. Before y'all get mad, hear me out. Randall got to lose at WrestleMania. They had the backlash. And then that little voice that's been in his ear, or even at WrestleMania or afterwards, it gets revealed that it was whoever it was. And then they send the reinforcements down, right? Somebody they've been holding back and keeping in the wings for a little while. They put him with Randy, and they have Randy steal that championship from Cody. Cody's working his ass off to get it back. More than likely, if that happens, expect that man to win Money in the Bank this year. I'm telling you, you gotta trust me, okay? Because you got Jacob, you've got Drew. Drew's gonna be leaving for a while because he's getting ready to go film Highlander, right? So Drew's gonna be gone. You've got Jacob, you've got Sami Zayn, you've got Trick Williams if he doesn't win the championship at Mania, which I think he will to keep him out of main event title contingency, right? So let's say you've got Sami, you've got Cody, you've got Jacob. Okay. You could possibly throw into that mix Solo when Solo is done with this whole situation. You could throw Solo in there. You could throw in there Aleister Black if he's built up enough, which I think he's at a certain point in his career where he's had enough mid card titles and he can start going after the big kahuna if he wants to. And of course, you got Damian Priest, who's also in the mid card right now, which is kind of where he needs to be, if I'm being honest. So you've only got a few slots for the main event window, and two of those superstars are going to be gone, right? So, like, Drew's going to be out, so you're not going to have space for Drew. And then Carmelo Hayes is going to be gone, so you're not going to have space for him. So you have people like Ilya. You have people like I said, you got Ilya. You've got Trick Williams if he doesn't win the title. You have Damian Priest, Aleister Black, Solo. Shinsuke is there. You can throw Shin in there, and you have Sami Zayn and Jacob. So that's 8 people that you could possibly have circulating this title. Sans Cody and Randy Orton, right? So you can move this into other parts where there Randy is, fighting other people as champion heading into SummerSlam. He may, Cody might get injured and get knocked out for a while. Then heading into SummerSlam, Cody shows up, costs Randy the title, and somebody else gets it, whether it be Jacob or somebody off brand that most people want to be champion, but in the midst of what's happening, you wouldn't expect, right? So, with that being said, then you would move into working towards WrestleMania. You can set it up because Money in the Bank is at the end of the year this year. It's in September. It's not in June or July. So you won't have that way of kind of throwing everybody off with the Money in the Bank briefcase heading into SummerSlam. Nobody's going to have it yet. They're not going to have it until after that. So the torture of the Money in the Bank briefcase isn't going to start until September. Okay. So you have to think about how they could plan this out going into SummerSlam and where it could lead going into Money in the Bank. All right. Because there's a few pay per views in between there. King and Queen of the Ring should happen between there. You should have Night of Champions. Obviously, there's Backlash. There's Clash in Italy happening. They're supposed to go to Puerto Rico this year at some point as well. I thought they were going to have Bad Bunny at Mania this year, but I think they've decided to scrap that. Not sure. They need to put you and Nicole on the payroll, child. I would love to work for the E and get paid just talking shit. I would. Naomi and Bianca are tag champs. And Randy says he's the legend killer. Okay, babe. Yeah, they had it. Okay. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot of storytelling that could continue after WrestleMania. Now, earlier I talked about Roman Reigns and CM Punk and what had happened and how this leading into next week is going to be interesting. The Usos are no longer champs. The Vision are. But I would imagine that they would be allowed to be able to compete for their tag team titles at WrestleMania in a traditional match. But because iShow Speed is a part of it, I imagine that very soon, either prior to WrestleMania or at WrestleMania, it's going to be iShow Speed in the tag team champions versus the Usos and LA Knight in a 6-man tag team match. They haven't booked it yet, but I can see it happening. I can smell it. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little recap of Monday Night Raw. And please do your girl a favor. All of my socials are always scrolling at the bottom. So follow me on all my socials. I try to post on all of them as much as possible. I also have my podcast with my homegirls, Down for the Count. So if you wouldn't mind, you can subscribe to that YouTube channel as well. And I want you guys to make sure that you follow me over on Spotify on the Stuff I Want to Talk About podcast, because this is where I do my Reddit Fridays. And Reddit Fridays, we go over to Reddit, find a bunch of stories that we talk about, and, just give my advice and opinion on. We go around and find some really cool stories, whether they're relationship based or whatever the case may be, but we talk about it. So make sure you go over to Spotify, or you can go to my YouTube and listen to it. It's all audio over on YouTube. But Spotify has the video. There's not much. You just get a nice little picture and me telling you the story. So you can get all of that And sign up for my Spotify so you can get notified when I go and post a new video. Every Friday, a new Reddit Friday goes up. Every Friday. Now, on Wednesdays, you will get your Pop Culture Wednesdays, and we're going to go over a couple of things like I always do. That doesn't happen every Wednesday, but every Friday is Reddit Fridays for sure. Okay. So make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe over here. I go live 3 times a week, sometimes 4 if there are PLEs on the weekend. But every week, you're going to get a Monday Night Raw after show, a SmackDown after show on Friday, and you get a Freestyle Wednesday where I cover NXT. And on occasion, I have my homegirl Nicole in and a bunch of other people, and they may be talking about AEW and going over that. We also usually go live over on Down for the Counts YouTube channel, and we talk about AEW and wrestling in general. And so, if you want to hear all of that, I will make sure all of you new subscribers see and know everything that we have going on within the wrestling atmosphere. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next one, which will be Wednesday, where we do Freestyle Wednesday, and we're going to talk about NXT and all things wrestling. And then we just, chill. We just vibe. And of course, SBC chat is at the end. So I will see you guys next time. I love you lots. Thank you to all my new subbies. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.